What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I used to be a big fan of Howard Stern. In fact, uh, if I remember, my first introduction to him was when he had this television show, which was like the weirdest clips from his radio show, the most absurd clips. Then I got a lot into the deep lore and the old prank calls and the comedians that he would have on there. I really enjoyed it. And, Arnie was on there, and I watched through all of the things that were going on with him. And I guess over the past 5 or 6 years, he's decided to bend the knee and suckle at the big corporation. I guess I'm not that surprised. I mean, Howard Stern's current net worth is close to $700 million. I'm not sure how many people still listen to his show on Sirius XM, but I know when it went to Sirius, I was kind of out. I didn't want to pay just to hear Howard Stern. I could catch the highlights or the lowlights on YouTube clips or whatever. But he made news today. And this isn't the first time he's made kind of some absurdist statements about Trump supporters. But here's an exact quote with him on his show. This was just a few days ago. Actually, today, posted today. So this article says the SiriusXM host made remarks while taking a call from a Trump supporter who claimed that the president was, quote, being sarcastic when he was discussing the disinfectant to go after the coof. Quote, "What's it going to take? I don't get it," Stern responded, noting that he reacted to Thursday's Trump press conference by telling his wife, "I don't think there is anyone left who will vote for him." So apparently Howard Stern has stage 4 TDS, which I guess isn't that surprising given that he's just a mainstream media hack nowadays. But on the show, I'm not going to play the clip here, but he said, and you can verify it for yourself. This is verbatim. He says, Trump supporters should hold a big rally and have all of his followers essentially give each other the coof, drink disinfectant, and drop dead. I mean, I suppose that's funny to him. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be offended by it. It's just not a funny joke to me. Stern then suggested Trump supporters organize a massive protest during which they end themselves by drinking disinfectant. Quote, "Hold a big rally, say screw the coof with all of his followers and let them all hug each other and kiss each other and have a big rally, and then all take disinfectant and all drop dead," said Stern. Trump had previously appeared on Stern's show numerous times, and the two were at least at one time friends. But Trump has not been back since he ran for president. Now, it's interesting to me that this all comes out today, where Howard Stern comes out and says, "I'm all in on Joe Biden." Now, if you're taking your political advice from a Hollywood movie star, rethink your life. Rethink who you're listening to make important decisions in your life. If you're taking advice from even a YouTuber, you should probably think twice. I think we all remember when Casey Neistat put out that cringe-tastic video supporting Hillary Clinton a few years ago, and then it turns out he's got long, deep ties to her, and he's been pictured with her many years before that. I think it's just lame when most YouTubers make proclamations around political candidates. Now, if you're a political YouTuber like, say, Six Hexenhammer, or even if you're, a channel like the Young Turks, you make some sort of endorsement, that actually makes sense. When you're Howard Stern, it doesn't make sense. And why would you just alienate? I just never understood this as such a, quote, great businessman. And I shouldn't even say, quote, he actually definitely is a great businessman. He's made a lot of great business decisions in his life. But when stars get kind of this mass accumulation of wealth where they don't care anymore, their real colors start to show, and they just don't care about alienating anyone. So I guess Howard Stern can be a rebel just like everyone else and just dump on half of his viewership. I mean, that's fine. I'm sure that he's got more money than he ever needs to spend, but I don't want to hear the guy complain when people are unsubscribing from his paid monthly fee. Howard Stern announced Monday that he's all in on Joe Biden, saying President Trump could have been ahead of the curve on the COOF. Stern made his endorsement on Sirius XM radio show after Trump supporter defended the president's Thursday remarks about using disinfectant or ultraviolet light to combat the COOF. Now, there are videos. Now, I'm not endorsing, I don't know, but there were videos about UV light and its use internally that were since removed from YouTube. I can't say, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that it was correct or not. I'm just saying that the president wasn't just pulling that out of thin air. Should he have been talking about that? No, he shouldn't. He should just stick to the facts, because if nothing more, it just gives the media fodder to go after him. And in this case, I think they were right to. You've got to be more careful about the stuff you say. Now, what's it going to take? I don't get it. I don't think there's anyone left who will vote for him. I think that's probably unlikely. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I don't really want my comment section getting political, and maybe don't answer this question, but I'm going to wonder it out loud. Are there people out there that were going to vote for him that look at how things have been handled and will now not vote for him? I don't know what that percentage of people is. Are there people that were never going to vote for him that will use how our response to the COOF happened as a reason to continue to not vote for him? That I can say absolutely, positively exists. He goes on to say, I'm all in on Joe Biden. Imagine saying that unironically. Great way to be a rebel there, Howard Stern. He later added, you see the wall that's right next to you. I'll vote for the wall over a guy who tells me I should pour Clorox into my mouth. Listen, I think we're in deep stuff here. I think we could have been ahead of the curve. I mean, maybe it's easy. Hindsight's always 20/20, and there are a lot of people that, feel like, Stern was probably one of those guys that said it was racist when he wanted to shut the borders, and he probably purported the mainstream fallacy about a quote-unquote Muslim ban that never really existed. So I don't know what Stern, you don't know if somebody's comments are being genuine. Could Trump have handled this better? Oh, yeah, of course he could have. I think he should have shut things down quicker, and he should have opened things faster. He shouldn't have made a financial incentive for hospitals to say what the cause of deletion was. When there are actual financial benefits for having a documented case of the COOF, I don't like that. Did all the right people get bailout money? Nope. Was there enough payroll protection money? Nope. So there's absolutely criticisms that are valid of the way the president has handled things. Stern, who regularly interviewed Trump before he jumped into politics and enjoyed a friendly relationship with the former real estate mogul and reality TV star, endorsed former Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton in 2016. Stern has repeatedly hit Trump over his response to the COOF, including late last month for bragging about TV ratings of his White House press briefings. Again, not a good look, but this is who Trump is. This is who he's always been. And I just don't think that Howard Stern, multi-million-dollar rebel who speaks for Joe Everyman and Jane Everywoman, I don't think that he's being genuine here. I think that it wasn't a good look. Do I think that Howard Stern ever cared? No, because when you make statements like, yeah, they should all get together and drop dead. I mean, yeah, it was offhanded. I'm not offended by it, but it's not exactly a statement that you want to make if you want anyone to think you're being impartial. Biden, whose campaign has largely been sidelined due to everything going on, but who has been doing interviews from his home in Wilmington, Delaware, has not been interviewed by Stern. The former vice president has done several late-night interviews in recent weeks, including NBC's Jimmy Fallon, CBS's James Corden, and ABC's Jimmy Kimmel. By the way, all three of these shows are all just extensions of the Democratic Party. That is just the facts. Stern conducted a 2.5-hour interview with Clinton in December. Now, I don't mind. And look, Howard Stern can do whatever the heck he wants. He clearly knows, what he knows his audience and he's willingly disregarding half of it by calling, by being so dismissive. If I were to take the same approach to my viewers, I would say that I don't want anyone who supports Bernie or Biden or Trump to feel like I hate them or that I think they're idiots. And that's the kind of response that a lot of these Hollywood elite personalities have. It's like, you can not like a dude, but why divide your audience? I mean, Conan O'Brien's a perfect example. Yeah, he'll take a jab here or there, but he actively avoids getting political, and I appreciate that of him, especially in a world where it's almost impossible to escape. Every time you go on Twitter, you go on Facebook, you watch TV, you watch cartoons, everything is trying to own Orange Man or Drumpf. It's nice to unplug and just laugh at stupid stuff that doesn't have to be so politically charged all the time. But yeah, I mean, I guess Howard Stern saying something outrageous doesn't really surprise me. It's just how quickly he bent the knee and as cozied up to the establishment Democrats, I suppose, is the bigger shock here. But money changes most people. Hollywood changes most people. Howard Stern has both. So he was likely to fall anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.